Hi, I'm David Humphreys, and this is the third video in a series of videos about the auction lot analyzer, which is an analyzer used by my students in the Property Auction Expert Masterclass. And the reason why this analyzer is set to the left hand side of the screen is I'm going to be bringing in other aspects into the right hand side of the screen. And it's worth mentioning at this point that you really need to complete this analyzer using two screens or a wide screen, as is the case with me. I've got quite a wide screen. I think it's 23 inches wide, and therefore I'm able to show two files at the same time on the screen. In any event, I've moved this analyzer across as far as I can to the left, and I'm going to be introducing other files on the right hand side. What I'm now showing you is the analyzer opened up to include the property data entry, and I've also opened up the EPC section as well, which is this little plus minus sign at the top. If I click on it, it will close it down. If I click on the plus, it will open back up again. Also in this analyzer now there is a link to a YouTube video about the EI group, the Essential Information Group, which is the primary source of research. This takes you straight to the EI group, their website. Obviously you need to be a member of this site if you're going to use it on a regular basis or use it fully. You can have a look around as a non-member, but it is a membership site. And this link, which I'll open up later, takes you to the EPC register, so you're not reliant on looking at the catalogue entries or the legal packs where you find the EPCs for auction lots. So you can go direct to the EPC register and type the postcode in, pick up the number of the property. I'll show you this later, and see what the EPC rating is and whether it's green deal. In any event, what I'm going to do first of all is to open up the EI group website. I'm not going to open up the YouTube video. You can look at that at your leisure to see or how to navigate around the EI group website. But I'm going to open up the EI group website and show you what happens there. And here it is. And I'm going to go to Client Login at the top right hand corner. And this opens up my home page. Welcome, David Humphreys, and a whole series of commands, or a menu driven. Now ordinarily, if you were going to look at auctions, you go to future auctions and look at future auctions coming up, but I'm going to be looking at recent auctions because I've preloaded the, let me just close this down to show you. Close that down, because I've preloaded the analyzer with lots which came from the Bigwoods auction on the 12th of December 2012, and the only way I can look at that auction is to go back into recent auctions. Let me open this up again so you can see what's on the screen and look at it through recent auctions. First thing to do is to choose the region that you're going to be looking at, and in the case of Bigwoods auction it is West Midlands. So I click on West Midlands, move this across to the left, and then I'm looking for the auction which took place on the 12th of December. So I scroll down, here we have it, and I open up this auction. Now we have the auction. It talks about auction results, but ordinarily it would talk about the lots being sold, and again we scroll down to find the lots we're interested in. Now if you remember from the second video, I talked about the criteria that we were operating at. I don't want to be involved in commercial. I don't want lots over £100,000. So as I scroll down, this is all commercial, and now I come to the first residential lot, which is 70 Beckett Street in Bilston, with it's sold at £59,000. But if I open up this lot, I will then see the information that I need to be able to complete my Analyser. I'm going to close this down to the point where I can see the whole of the address and the postcode, and close down this section and this section as well. So I'm left with the details about the lot, and I can move this across like this. This is why I say a widescreen is useful. So having moved it across to this point, I'm now able to see the lot number, the address of the lot including postcode, the description, and also the EIG icons which run down the right hand side here, and I can click on these icons and open up other screens, which I'll show you in a minute. I happen to know what these icons mean. For instance, the second icon, if I move this back a little bit, the second icon is catalog entry, the first is print the page, location map. What's missing from these icons in the results is the link to the legal packs. That comes out after the auctions happened, but all the other icons remain. So to put it back in its place, I can now look at the information about this lot. I can see the picture, and I can also open up the catalogue entry, which I will need to do in a minute. So from this position, and as I say, I'm on a wide screen. I have got two screens, but I'm showing it on one wide screen. What I'm able to do, what I'm going to do is clear this entry for the moment, which I've preloaded, clear that out, and now I'm going to go and get, and I do a lot of copying and pasting, and the reason I copy and paste is because then I can't make a typo error. I'm now going to paste that back in there. It either says keep source formatting or keep match destination formatting, and you are always matching destination formatting. So I click on that, and I've put the address back in again, which was the intention. So here we have the address. Now I can do exactly the same with the postcode. I simply pick the postcode out and cut and paste it into it. I can do the same with the lot number. Pick up the lot number and copy that and paste it into the so I'm not typing anything at this stage. This is obviously a terraced house, so I'll put a T into there, and now we come to the condition. And as it says over here, it is unmodernized. So I put a U into this column for unmodernized, and now I'm looking for how many beds. Now this isn't on the first page, so I have to open up the catalogue entry and scroll down, and here we have 3 bedrooms. So having picked up the number of bedrooms in the property, I close this down and put 3 into this section. Now I want the EPC information. So to get the EPC information, I copy this postcode, and then I go and open up the EPC website, and ordinarily if I was completing this Analyser, adding more and more properties, I keep the website open. I open up the website, and here it is, terms and conditions. Now to operate or to access this information, you have to accept the terms and conditions at the bottom. So I accept those, and then I can paste into here the postcode that I've picked up from the Analyser, and I can go and search reports. And I've now got the address, and it was 70. Let me just double check that. 70 Beckett Street, and here we've got 70 Beckett Street. So I click on 70 Beckett Street, and now I have to put this number in for security purposes, and that is 99451427. I say security, this is anti-spam. Return, and now I can download the energy performance certificate. Remember that once you've gone through this process once, you simply put the postcodes in, as far as I'm aware, and it's downloaded it, and here we have it. And so what I'm now able to do is look at this postcode, just move it away for a moment and close this down so you can see the information I'm looking for. going to close that down. And what I'm looking for is the current EPC rating, the potential according to the EPC, and whether there's a green deal or not. To bring the EPC back, I close this down, and now you can see that, move it across to here, I've got the current as a G, so I put G into this column. I've got the potential as a C, 71C, so I put C in there, and this tells me down here, these ticks tell me that it is possible for green deal. It's available with green deal. Now the other advantage of EPCs is it tells you what's needed. This property, I will enlarge it so you can see more clearly. Scroll down, and this EPC tells me that it needs internal or external wall insulation. Well, that'll be almost certainly external wall insulation. It's a terraced house. It needs floor insulation and draft proofing. So without even going and seeing this property, I've already got a list of repairs that are necessary to get the EPC up to a C. Maybe it's even possible to go to B, but it's certainly possible to go to C, and it gives me some indication of the cost of works. But this means that this property is needing, in my opinion, a full gut refit. So that is how I complete the section. Let me just close this down. That's how I complete the section on EIG catalogue section on the property. So now I know the address of the property, the postcode, the lot number, the type of property it is, the condition, the number of beds, don't know whether they're doubles or singles, the current EPC level, the potential EPC level, and whether it's grant aided, which is green deal, and the auction guide. And if it was let, I would put the rent into this column here. Now what I can now do is go back to the original list of all the lots and scroll further down this list of lots and scroll on down to find the next lot, which in fact is the next, is in the order. It is number 16, 43 Stratton Street. Or what I can do is to click here and it goes automatically to the next one, 43 Stratton Street. In this case I've lost the postcode, so I need to enlarge it slightly to bring only a fraction to bring the postcode in, and there we have it again. So I'm now in a position to be able to copy this information unmodernized again. I still can access the catalogue entry into the second line here, 43 Stratton Street, and go through the whole process again. So that brings me to the end of this video on how you complete the EIG catalogue section including EPCs.